Have you ever felt that strange emptiness when you look at the ceiling at night wondering, what if nothing I do really makes sense? What if I never find true purpose? At some point in life, we are all visited by these questions, a restlessness that's hard to quiet. Existentialism, the philosophy developed by thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre, Albert Camus, and Viktor Frankl, doesn't run from these dilemmas. On the contrary, it invites you to look directly into the abyss, embrace the radical freedom of being human, and transform anxiety into a force for renewal. In this video, you'll discover how, through existentialist thinking, it's possible to reframe anxiety and live with more courage, presence, and authenticity. If you feel ready to become the protagonist of your existence, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share in the comments which existential question challenges you most. Your journey to a free and authentic mind starts here. For existentialism, feeling anxiety isn't a sign of weakness or emotional failure. It's the clearest proof you're alive and aware of the vast possibilities and choices before you. Unlike philosophies that offer ready answers, existentialism acknowledges the discomfort of absolute freedom. There is no universal script, no absolute truth, no guaranteed purpose. Each person is called to invent their own meaning, and it's exactly this creative power that both frightens and liberates. Anxiety is like a vertigo before the abyss of options and the weight of your own choices. Overcoming anxiety, in this context, starts with radical acceptance of freedom and responsibility. It's not about seeking crutches, external answers, or blaming others for your emptiness, but about facing life as an open field for construction. Viktor Frankl, a survivor of concentration camps, showed that we can find meaning even in extreme suffering when we choose an active attitude and make our own path. Sartre taught that we are condemned to be free, and every choice shapes our destiny, while Camus saw in the acceptance of the absurd the chance to create beauty, ethics, and joy even in the face of apparent meaninglessness. Another central lesson in existentialism is the courage to face the absurd. Camus wrote that before the absurd, two paths remain: despair or the creation of personal meaning. The existentialist chooses the second, acting, experimenting, creating their own values, and with that, finding meaning even in chaos. This posture demands brutal honesty, but it also opens doors to autonomy and authentic freedom. Anxiety in this process ceases to be paralyzing and becomes fuel for action, for reinventing oneself and the world around. Existentialist philosophy also values the present as the main stage of authentic life. There's no use clinging to the past or excessively fearing the future. Happiness, meaning, and fulfillment are born from the conscious choice to live each moment, to dive into experiences even without a guarantee of success, to create an experiment with your own story. Anxiety loses strength when you commit to being fully present, to act despite fear, to seek relationships and projects aligned with what truly matters to your heart. But there are even more layers in this philosophy. Existentialism teaches that existence comes before essence. You're born without a manual or defined mission. It's with each choice, each gesture, each failure that you sculpt your own identity. This can be distressing, but it's also incredibly liberating, as it makes space for everyone to build a unique, authentic path true to what they feel and believe. Anxiety in this context becomes a sign of growth, a call to take the reins of your own life. Another powerful contribution of existentialism is the concept of authenticity. Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir reinforced that the greatest human achievement is to live according to who we truly are, even if it means going against patterns, traditions, or society's expectations. Being authentic means acting based on your own values, taking risks, living with uncertainty, and above all, not outsourcing the responsibility for your own happiness. This demands courage to change course, admit mistakes, ask for help when needed, and persist in building personal meaning. Existentialism also warns of the dangers of alienation and bad faith. When someone pretends they are not free, transfers responsibility, follows someone else's script, and settles into roles that don't belong to them. Living in bad faith suffocates your inner voice, feigning conformity while discomfort grows inside. Anxiety in these cases serves as an alarm, signaling that it's time to step out of autopilot and seek a new meaning for existence. Choosing consciously, assuming consequences, and seeking authenticity are both the cure and prevention for existential anguish. It's important to realize that existentialism doesn't promise constant happiness or definitive answers. On the contrary, it teaches how to live with mystery, ambiguity, and vulnerability. Instead of denial or escape, it offers lucidity, self-compassion, and a deep openness to reality. Life for the existentialist is made of meetings and partings, losses and gains, intense and silent experiences. And it's precisely by embracing this complexity that you can find satisfaction, creativity, and strength to face any crisis. In daily life, applying existentialism is acting in spite of fear, choosing projects aligned with your values, cultivating true relationships, and keeping an open mind to new possibilities. This means, for example, allowing yourself to change careers, end an unhappy relationship, start a bold project, travel somewhere unknown, or simply say no to what doesn't make sense for you. Every small choice counts, and every step toward inner freedom lightens the burden of anxiety. Another inspiring aspect of existentialism is the idea that the meaning of life can be built at any time, regardless of circumstances. Viktor Frankl discovered in the harshest conditions that we are capable of giving meaning to suffering and finding reasons to go on even when all seems lost. Meaning is not static. It's a dynamic quest that transforms as you grow and mature. This brings hope and the possibility of starting over, no matter how many times you have to rewrite your own story. Mastering the mind in the light of existentialism is not about denying anxiety, but turning it into creative momentum and the engine of self-transformation. It's embracing fear without freezing, choosing to be true to yourself every day, finding meaning in the present even when the future is uncertain. Existentialism shows that everyone is the author of their destiny and can, at any moment, chart a new course for their existence. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share in the comments what makes you feel truly alive. By embracing freedom and the challenge of creating meaning, you strengthen your mind, find the courage to act, and make anxiety a powerful ally in building a life that is authentic, intense, and full of purpose. The existentialist conclusion is an invitation to radical honesty and constant action. Existentialism doesn't deny suffering or propose shortcuts or ready-made recipes. It challenges you to see anxiety as a sign of freedom and possibility. Every new morning, life calls you to write a new page, sometimes with fear, sometimes with hope, but always with autonomy. By taking the lead, saying yes to your freedom, and accepting that meaning is a personal construction, you'll discover an inner strength you never knew you had. If this video made you reflect, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share your experience. Don't wait for ready-made answers. Create your own. The path of existentialism is made of true choices, courage in the face of the abyss, and a renewed confidence that, even in the face of anxiety, life is worth living with intensity and meaning.